Welcome to a video tutorial of how to access and use the results from this year's Employee Engagement Survey. My name is Dan Farmer and I work in Performance Strategy and Budget, and I'll be taking you through how to use this tool today. So we'll start here by opening the browser, and you've probably already gotten the link to access the employee survey results. We were using single sign-on, so that means that you can use your regular King County credentials to access the report. So no need to memorize a new password or a new login. You'll see the link to the report up here in the top of the screen in the browser. And I'm going to go ahead and hit enter and take us to the report landing page. So in my case, I have a number of different reports that I have access to. If you only have access to one report, you won't see this screen. It will take you directly to the employee engagement report. But if you do see this, what you'll want to do is click on King County Engagement Report for 2021. Once you click on the link for the 2021 results, it will take you to this page. So I'm going to orient you to what we're seeing here. On the top right, you'll notice a little person icon, and this is where you can get back to the page that we were just at. You can set some preferences, or you can export the report for your group. This export I'll go into for a little bit, because this will help you share the results with your team. So you can do two different types of exports. You can do the different formats up here, but I like to just keep it with PDF, landscape, and what it'll do is it'll email you the report. Right now, the scope is set to current page. So if I just click on this, it'll send me this front page that we landed on. For seeing the full results, what you want to do is click onto the full export, and that'll email you the responses to all the different questions. We ask that once you do this, you save it locally for reuse, because we do get charged for each of these full exports. But you can export the current page as many times as you like. You might find that you're filtering by different things, and you get a cool finding that you want to share with others, and you can export the page as you're going through the report. So you hit OK, and then it will just email you that page. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. So other things we're seeing here is the response rate, total number of respondents, and then the total invitations. We also have up here the collection period, and then the survey year itself. So if you wanted to, you could look back at the survey data from various different years. But the survey has built-in trending from the previous year, so generally I don't really go anywhere other than the 2021 data. Moving down, we have a number of tabs up here. And I'll go through each one of these in this tutorial. But for now, we'll dive into the summary report. You'll notice that there is a filter panel here on the left. If you're needing some space, you can go ahead and collapse this by clicking on that. Kind of frees up what you're seeing. And then just click on it again to open it again. So the main filter here that you might be interested in is the hierarchy filter. Right now, what we're looking at is the King County results overall. I'm just going to show you what it looks like to dial into a different group. You can search for a group, or you can just click through the different groups. So right now, I'm going to click just the executive branch. We'll go ahead and apply that. So once we have the report that we want to look at, we can also add in some filters. These filters are multi-select, so you can select more than one if you're interested in some cross-sectionality. For example, if you wanted to look at men over 50, you could click the age brackets that you wanted, go down here and click the gender, and then what you would do is go down here and hit apply, and then that would generate a report for just that specific group. We have filters for a variety of different things that you can explore when you get your report. Across the top here, we have some of the big highlights here. The engagement index, the well-being index, the belief in action score, and then this belonging index. And so this is just meant to give you an orientation to how these overall barometers of employee experience are for your group. We also have a tile here that can show you the largest disparities between different demographic groups. And this is useful for finding out where there's some difference in experience by different demographics. Next, we have a tile here with themes from the comments. We asked 2 open-ended questions in the employee engagement survey, one about safety and then one about how to improve King County as a place to work. Moving on down, we have a tile here for biggest increases from year to year and then biggest decreases. We also have a key drivers tile here, which will show you the questions that really correlate highly with the indices that we saw above. And you can you can find the key drivers for your engagement index, well-being index, and belonging index. So next, we're going to go into the full results tab. What we're seeing here is the results collapsed by dimension. So these are sort of overall determinants of employee experience. To see the specific questions, what we're going to do is just click into one of these dimensions. So I'm going to start with peer culture here, and I want to show you a few things. You can navigate to new dimensions by using this drop down here. Or if you like, you can return to the full results and see all of the dimensions listed. Another functionality here is that you can show the results by different demographics, and this allows you to get a comparison of different groups. So I will go ahead and show this by team. Team is a good one because it allows you to show by the next level down in the hierarchy. So in this case, we're at the executive branch. So what this will show is the scores for this by department. So I'm going to take you through a quick example to show you what each of these columns mean. So if we look at KCIT and how their results for the peer culture dimension have changed over there, we see they have overall positive response, and that's people responding strongly agree to the questions of 81 percentage points, which is an increase of 4 percentage points over the last survey. This variance from group shows how they compare to the everyone else within the same group, and they're 11 points higher than the group. The variance from parent shows how they compare to the executive branch overall. And then variance from county is how they compare to the county overall. We also have some public sector benchmarks here on the left, but they're not showing because we don't have data for this question. But for other questions, you can go through and select either a public sector benchmark or all industry benchmarks. Some departments ask custom questions, and there's a tab here that mirrors this exact same layout. So I won't go into that. But if your department did ask custom questions, this is where the tab that you'll access them. I'll take us next to the comments section where we can see how people responded to the open-ended questions. What we're seeing here is a drop down for question, and we can select responses to what one thing would you change to improve King County as a place to work, or what would make you feel safer at work. We can also dial into the responses by theme. So if I wanted to click a specific theme around improvements in the county, I could do that. And we can also do a keyword search. So if there was a particular term that I was interested in learning more about, I could do that. You can also export the comments using this button here. One thing I will say, in particular for smaller groups, oftentimes the comments won't be shown if you have a small group because there will be less than 20 responses. So we maintain that threshold to keep employee anonymity. This next page here is a categorical topic. So we ask a few follow-up questions about barriers that people face developing their skills or contributors to stress at work. And these are questions that people can select more than one response to. And right now we have just all responses here shown on the right, but you can do a similar breakout as you can do with the full results. So if we look by gender identity, we can do the comparison, and you see how that breaks out there. You'll notice there's also an other option, so people were able to type in comments for these specific questions. And to see those comments, you can go all the way down here to the bottom, and similar to the previous comments page, select which one you want to learn more about. So this next tab is just a response rate tab, and you can see year over year how your response rates have trended. And then lastly, I just want to cover this methodology tab. It has some information if you have questions about our demographic data and what our intent is there, some information on how those racial disparities were calculated on that front page. We talk a little about the rounding logic, our commitment to anonymity, suppression thresholds, benchmark data, what we mean when we talk about percent positive, how trending happens, and how to notice if a question has changed slightly from year over year. So a note about question text piping, and then some more information about key drivers and trending by dimension. So that takes us through this tutorial. Thanks for watching.